An overturned tanker shuts down I-15 in both directions for nearly 10 hours, causing a dangerous situation in Utah County.
It's a potential flammable hazard.
What crews did to keep drivers and those living nearby safe.
Then firefighters make a gruesome discovery at a home in Kaysville.
He was found in the hallway under a lot of debris.
What we're learning about the investigation tonight.
Next thing I knew, I was waking up in the hospital.
A man's cautionary tale for those in the decorating spirit.
Things like this make the season fun, but are not at all worth risking your health over.
What you need to know before you start decorating for the season.
And they're one step closer to clinching the Pac-12 South title. Highlights from the Utes at home during rivalry week.
And how does traveling look through the rest of the weekend? I'll let you know in the forecast.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
We've been tracking a major traffic situation all day long in Utah County. For over 10 hours, no vehicles could use I-15 through the Lehi area. However, as you see here, within the last hour, traffic has started to flow again. Both directions were closed for most of the day, all because of an overturned tanker spilled flammable material across the highway.
Now that crash backed up traffic all over Utah County as people tried to avoid that area. Not only did crews have to clean up this spill, but it took hours to get a crane in the right spot to lift that tanker up.
This not only impacting drivers, but homeowners in the area as well. Fox 13's Adam Herbetz shows us some people even had to evacuate.
My neighborhood, it's quiet, but usually not this quiet.
This man says he might be the only one who didn't notice the crazy traffic on his way home in Lehi, but he did notice a strange smell and a few other red flags at his apartment.
There's hardly any cars in the area. My neighbors seem that nobody's home.
That's because his neighborhood just behind this wall was supposed to be evacuated. Way too close to a big crash that shut down I-15 in both directions.
We've actually have a quarter-mile radius around the area that we're concerned about.
Somehow this semi flipped over at about 10:30 Saturday morning, causing the liquid butane inside the tankers to leak out and turn into gas.
Butane is highly flammable, but not very reactive or explosive. I can't speak to the exact properties of butane under pressurized conditions in a canister. Obviously, things can go terribly wrong, even if we hope that they don't.
Troopers with the Utah Highway Patrol say the driver was taken to the hospital, but is okay. The city estimated both sides of the freeway would be open by 6 p.m., but the cleanup has taken longer than expected.
I just got to get my family, get up on out of here. Until I seen you guys arrived, I was like, well, what's going on? So it's not normal for me to see reporters or anything like that.
Reporting in Lehi, Adam Herbetz, Fox 13 News, Utah.
We turn to weather now. A break in the snow tonight, but a bitter chill is in the air.
Let's send it over to meteorologist Breck Bolton with our first alert forecast. Hi, Breck.
Well, hello. Yeah, that's the calm and the cold after the storm, but across the state, as finally we begin to see breaks in the clouds, blue sky, sunny conditions throughout the day. Here are some of the spectacular views. A winter landscape all across the state. This photo coming in from Kate Shepard. Look at this in Bryce Canyon. Several inches of snow, and it just looks pristine. Even as we turn towards northern Utah, where earlier on today we had some light snow showers tracking through the Bear Lake area, on and off throughout most of the morning, then peeling away. This was kind of the scene across most of northern Utah. As we started, a little snowy there along the Wasatch Front. Travel conditions a concern for sure throughout the canyons, but again, clearing things away. It's calm, but very chilly. Here you look at your current temperatures, where right now we stand in the teens in Ogden, upper 20s in Bountiful. Right now in Park City, you're 18 degrees, 10 in Colville. Eastern Utah, 20s to low 30s. Still a little bit warmer there. However, as we look towards central, southwestern Utah, many locations in the teens, even single digits at this hour in Bryce Canyon. Now, we're bringing in some clouds across northern western Utah. Showers not in effect. It's going to be fine in the overnight hours, but with increasing clouds, we'll call for partly cloudy to mostly cloudy conditions and a cold night for sure, as temperatures will be dropping down into the teens along the Wasatch Front. You're not seeing any snowflakes. That won't be the possibility here in the overnight hours. However, a storm is lining up again. Does it have the potency to push its way through across the state as we turn towards the work week? I'll let you know coming up.
Thank you, Breck. Kaysville Fire Department has identified the man killed in a house fire as 76-year-old DeRay Taylor. Firefighters from Kaysville, Layton, and Farmington were dispatched to a home on 250 North between 500 and 600 East in Kaysville at approximately 10:15 last night. At first, the flames were so intense, firefighters couldn't get inside of the home. They also say there was a lot of debris in that house. After almost 2 hours, crews eventually found Taylor under that debris.
It was an extensive search. It took a lot of time, a lot of manual work to get underneath all the debris in the home, which again contributed to the fire load into the house.
Firefighters say despite the risk of putting this fire out, no firefighters were injured.
We now know the name of the 6-year-old boy killed in a freak accident in Aspen Grove Friday morning. Deputies say Herman Slaughter was with his father and his 9-year-old brother as the father was removing snow with a skid steer. When the equipment jerked forward while backing up, the boy fell into the path of that skid steer and was hit in the head. The dad tried to perform CPR, but the boy died on scene.
Horrible to happen anytime, but around the holidays that makes it even worse. The family's having a hard time with it, obviously, but difficult situation that they're going to have some struggles getting through it.
The boy's brother and father were not hurt in this accident.
Family and friends gathered today at Wasatch Memorial Park for a candlelight vigil to remember a South Salt Lake woman whose murder has still not been solved.
9 years ago, 64-year-old Sherry Black was stabbed and killed in her own home. Police were only able to recover a belt with the word axe on it from that scene. Investigators hope with new technology now they can make some progress and catch Sherry's killer.
You know, there's a lot of ongoing things. There's a lot of new technology out there that we're exploring and doing some work with as well. There's a lot of new things, and technology is changing all the time, especially in the forensics field.
Police and family members are both asking for the public's help. If you know anything that could help solve this case, you are urged to give police a call. The turkey leftovers are just about done, so that means you are officially able to decorate for the holidays. Without that, it's too early judgment.
Okay, so that's the rule. But before you do, Fox 13's Sydney Glenn shows us the dangers of getting ready for what many call the most wonderful time of the year.
That looking good?
Yeah. It's that time of the year where snowmen sit in people's front yards.
My dad showed me how to roll into a ball.
And homes start to glow with Christmas lights.
Oh, what do you think? Do they look good? Thanks.
Many people working to create that perfect holiday lights display.
Okay, you come hold this part. Perfect. You're being such a good helper.
But getting this up isn't always simple or easy. A couple tangled or even broken lights aren't enough to stress out Jared Rotinsky. A few years ago, he was trying to finish up his Christmas lights when the lights went out for him.
Somehow I ended up from there down here.
Next thing Jared knew, he was in a hospital bed and he had no idea why.
Nothing is worth taking a fall like I took.
Jared suffered a massive concussion and a broken back. He spent months recovering.
You know, it happened right before Thanksgiving that year, and that year was a Thanksgiving I won't ever forget because I was literally grateful for my life, grateful that I wasn't paralyzed.
You remember that we're having a baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember?
And he's not alone. The Consumer Product Safety Commission reports around 15,000 people get hurt every holiday season while decorating. Dr. Shane Lewis with Intermountain Healthcare isn't surprised. He has seen it all, including a whole lot of broken bones.
So they'll fall, break some ribs, and those ribs then penetrate the lung. So they have a collapsed lung, and these can be really severely life-threatening in the moment.
The biggest reason Dr. Lewis says people end up in here from decorating? Ladders. That's something Jared knows all about. Now he's making changes.
I make sure that I have all the right equipment. I bought a better ladder. I'm tethered at the parts where I need to be tethered, and I make sure that I never do any of it alone.
Making his home glow the safe way.
I got this for you.
In Pleasant Grove, Sydney Glenn, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Dr. Lewis suggests you check the weather before you head up on your roof to decorate, as well as to make sure you're not alone and that your ladder is steady. For more information on how to stay safe while decorating for the holidays, you can head to our website. That's fox13now.com.
Tonight, the University of Utah is riding high after that big win against Colorado.
Fox 13's Jeff Rainier joins us live with a look at the action. Jeff, Utes fans, well, they've got to be feeling pretty good right about now.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only did they win, but number 5 Auburn lost to Alabama lost to Auburn, so 6th-ranked Utah a great chance to move up in the college football playoff rankings with a win over Colorado. Senior night for the Utes. Guys like Tyler Huntley and Zach Moss played their final games at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Colorado, though, came out playing well. Steven Montez avoids the sack. Then he finds Brady Russell for a touchdown. The Buffaloes were up 7-0. But the Utes took over in the second quarter. Huntley also avoids the sack right here. Then watch this throw on the run. Fires it downfield to Brant Kuithe. 38 yards for the touchdown, tied the score up at 7. Later in the second quarter, Huntley rolls out, finds Kuithe once again in the end zone. The Utes led it 17-7 at the half. Then in the third quarter, Devin Brumfield at running back for the Utes, and he powers his way in for the touchdown. 24-7 Utes. Then they got a big play on special teams. It's another senior, Damari Simpkins. The Hollindale trio returns the punt down the sidelines, 50 yards for the score. The Utes beat Colorado 45-15 to improve to 11-1. The Utes win the Pac-12 South for the second year in a row. They'll play Oregon on Friday in the Pac-12 championship game.
Thanks, Jeff. Still to come, an FBI agent who revolutionized crime fighting for the modern day is honored. We'll tell you about the legend of Samuel Cowley.
And the home of the Utes, Rice-Eccles Stadium, will soon see some major changes. What you can expect to see in the near future.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
Welcome back. This week marks 85 years since the death of a heroic special agent with the FBI. Samuel Cowley here attended what would eventually become Utah State University. Cowley was the lead investigator in the capture and killings of notorious mobster John Dillinger. Cowley and his partner were eventually killed in a shootout with a famed bank robber, Babyface Nelson. This weekend, the FBI in Utah and Cowley's son gathered to honor his memory.
The things he did are an example for people who can do great heroic acts today.
The FBI says Cowley's crime fighting was instrumental in shaping the early stages of federal law enforcement.
Today, faculty from the University of Utah broke ground on their newest project to expand Rice-Eccles Stadium, thanks to a helpful hand from a former Ute. Ken Garff donated over $17 million to make the Ken Garff Performance Zone a reality. Soon, the stadium's south end will be demolished and be rebuilt to make room for 1,000 new seats, luxury boxes, rooftop seating, and a club suite. University President Dr. Ruth Watkins says this new state-of-the-art facility will serve the community for years to come.
To the community that gave us life, it's through the people of the state of Utah that all these things are possible. And so I acknowledge the goodness of the people of this community. Thank you all for the part you play.
Renovations are expected to end in 2021. If you're a season ticket holder, don't worry. You will be able to upgrade your tickets to enjoy the new Ken Garff Performance Zone.
Utah is getting some national recognition after a travel magazine asked its readers to weigh in on their favorite places to go skiing. Condé
Nast ranked the top 30 places in what it calls its Reader's Choice Awards. Now, 5 of them were from Utah, including the very top.
And here they are. So number 18 was Park City Mountain Resort, number 16 Powder Mountain, 5 Snow Basin, 4 Deer Valley, and coming in at number 1, Sundance Mountain Resort. And all of those ski resorts, are all of those ones open right now, Brett?
Not all of them, but most opening up for the Thanksgiving weekend. Not just opening up, but opening up with feet of powder. It was unbelievable from the storm. Yeah, 3 days of just the snow continuing on. Yeah, many ski resorts picking up 2, 3, 4 feet of snow with healthy base amounts. And as we look ahead over the next 7 days, we're going to be adding on to that snowpack. Right now, though, not a concern with any snow showers. Earlier this morning, as we showed you this view from downtown Salt Lake City, we did have the snow falling, causing for some travel concerns heading up to the ski resorts, at least throughout the morning hours, but things clearing out quite nicely throughout the afternoon. But it was a chilly day across the state. We found afternoon highs anywhere between 5 to 10 degrees below normal. Official high today in Salt Lake City, 36 degrees on average. We still should be in the low 40s. We did find some areas in the 40s towards extreme southern Utah, St. George, Bullfrog, over towards Moab, but most spots in the upper 20s or even mid 30s across the state. So skies clearing off though and out as we looked in the afternoon into the evening. And with clear skies, we are expecting to see a very cold night. Already down into the teens in Ogden, currently 25 degrees in Salt Lake City, mid-20s in Provo. Many spots along the Wasatch Front getting down into the teens. We even have some single digits. And the question is, as we're building high pressure in, we've got that cold air trapped and that snow on the ground. The inversion can set up rather quickly. But as we look at the Division of Environmental Quality, forecasting ahead, looking at air quality, it should be good tomorrow. Or it was good today, it should be good tomorrow, and hopefully we keep that trend. And the way we do that is we keep things mixed out, and we need more storms to do that. And we'll talk about that in just a few moments. But first, with all that snow up the mountains, avalanche concern there for sure. Considerable alert there, as you can see, across portions of northern into central Utah. High avalanche situation as far as the danger, I should say, as we look at some of the Wasatch Mountains, Wasatch Range over towards the western Uinta Mountains, where we do have an avalanche warning that will remain in effect through tomorrow morning. So really we should be avoiding the back country because we've had an extended period without the snow, and then we dump feet of snow on top of a weak layer. Yeah, we're going to be talking with Craig Gordon come tomorrow morning about that situation and what you can expect here over the next few days. Now, across the state, we're seeing some clouds moving through northern central Utah, just high-level clouds. Showers off in the distance with a couple of storms pushing their way through the California coast. Wet weather once again through central southern California. It's trying to make its push towards the state. High pressure in place. We'll see what happens as we take a look at our computer models. Going through the clock here tonight through tomorrow morning. Nothing really happens. We'll keep it mostly clear. Clouds pushing their way across northern Utah. But look, you're not seeing any green or white, which would indicate a rain or rain-snow mix, not impacting northern Utah as we push through Sunday. So traveling tomorrow will not be a concern. Now, Monday morning, we begin to see an isolated threat of some showers, mainly over the higher terrain. But as we roll through the day across the northern Wasatch Front up through Cache Valley, there is a possibility of maybe seeing some brief snow showers rolling through, and then that quickly moves on. So that next storm system clips northern Utah, but keeping the rest of the state dry. I mentioned it's chilly tonight. We're down to 0 degrees in Park City, single digits in Logan. I mentioned the teens along the Wasatch Front, even some teens over towards Price, Moab as well. Overnight low in St. George getting down into the mid-20s. A little bit warmer tomorrow, back into the upper 30s, but still average highs below average for this time of year. We'll be in the low 30s in Logan, mid-30s in Park City, upper 20s, as you can see in Price, mid-40s in St. George. Increasing clouds throughout the afternoon, but a sunny start across the state. More clouds expected for the Dixie area Monday. Now, again, this next storm doesn't impact you. It's the one behind it. Looks to bring a chance of some rain showers continuing on Wednesday, Thursday, maybe lingering on into Friday morning and even next weekend as temperatures a little above freezing for sure. Will be into the 50s, so you expect to see rain. Now, Monday snow, very light, and mainly it's northern Utah. We're talking Ogden northward, but there's a chance of maybe seeing across Salt Lake near Provo some brief snow. Not a big storm. Tuesday, Wednesday, some clouds. Then another chance of some snow Friday and next week, Saturday. So good news for air quality, keeping things mixed out, and good news as we continue to add on to that snowpack.
Still ahead tonight, Small Business Saturday was a big hit in Salt Lake. We're going to show you how Salt Lake City's mayor-elect did her part to support local businesses.
This is Fox 13 News.
The annual tradition of Small Business Saturday is wrapping up tonight.
Today, dozens of locally owned stores were spotlighted in Salt Lake City's Shop Small Crawl. Fox 13's John Franke explores what our area has to offer and found out why this next month is vital to business owners.
And is this a gift?
Unique gifts
My store's mission is to focus on the handmade.
are Gail Piccoli's specialty.
It's purely meant for decorative purposes. Sometimes you just want something a little special for someone as a gift, you know, something that shows that you went through a little effort and someone else went through a little effort. want to be a little more original, so that's why I'm here. I'll wrap them so they get home safe. Where are you coming from?
The shelves of her store Commerce and Craft feature many items you can't find at a national chain.
Probably a good 35 to 40% of my work is from Utah.
One of her customers on Small Business Saturday was Salt Lake City Mayor-elect Erin Mendenhall.
The character they create and the soul they bring to this city is more valuable than anything. This little felted hummingbird's super cute.
But these local mom and pop shops with their welcoming storefronts also keep the local economy thriving.
For every dollar you spend at a locally owned business, 55 cents of that dollar stay right here in Salt Lake City. That's a good one, huh?
That's why Local First Utah is spotlighting these neighborhood stores.
We need to figure out where we are and where we're going.
Encouraging you to rethink how you spend your holiday dollars.
You got your passport?
We want them to shift just 10% of their holiday shopping towards locally owned businesses.
That little bit can make a huge difference.
What happens in November and December pretty much determines whether or not we'll be here for another year.
Lisa Brady owns Lily Botanica.
Without the support of local people, we wouldn't be able to have this business. We wouldn't be able to have our dream.
Lisa's dream brings unique knickknacks to these shelves.
Shopping here is a whole experience.
Along with a personal touch.
I always keep a little tea on the porch.
Stepping into these small businesses keeps them open, allowing all of us to go back to a simpler time.
If you have a good imagination, you can do a little time travel while you're in here.
Now, if you didn't want to brave the snow and you missed this Small Business Saturday, don't worry. These stores are here all year round. Many, like Lily Botanica, have extended their hours during the holiday season. In Sugar House, John Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Coming up, 2 thrillers hit the box office, but which one is better? We have got reviews of Knives Out and Dark Waters coming up next.
We have a developing story just into the newsroom. Salt Lake City police need your help finding a missing man.
Take a look at the information on your screen right here. They've issued a silver alert for 74-year-old Luis Davila. He's 5'6", 190 pounds. He was last seen at 8 o'clock this morning at 1335 West Indiana Avenue. He was wearing a black beanie, a maroon sweater, and gray sweatpants. If you know where Luis is, please give Salt Lake Police a call.
And in entertainment news, 2 very different suspense-filled stories are new at the movies this weekend.
One's about a murder mystery surrounding the death of a mystery writer. The other's a true story about fighting for justice after a small town's water supply had been contaminated.
Steve Oldfield takes a look at Knives Out and Dark Waters.
The night of his demise, the family had gathered to celebrate your father's 85th birthday.
Knives Out is no doubt the coolest movie of the season, a murder mystery that features all kinds of characters. And what a cast, from Jamie Lee Curtis to Chris Evans, Don Johnson to Daniel Craig.
I suspect foul play. It was a very funny script, and it was very funny to act in and very funny to work on.
That's a fun day.
It's a fun film. Now, it won't make my top 10 of the year, but this one will for sure. Dark Waters.
Almost heaven, West Virginia.
It's fitting that a guy known for his Marvel movies is playing the ultimate real superhero. Actor Mark Ruffalo is the alter ego to the Incredible Hulk. Now he's a mild-mannered but tough and determined attorney named Robert Billet.
It's just very simple and honest and modest, but incredibly inspiring.
It took more than 20 years for Billet to get justice for the people of Parkersburg, West Virginia. Their town's water supply was contaminated by a chemical company that produced a toxic ingredient in Teflon coating that's been linked to cancer and other health problems. And the danger goes far beyond West Virginia.
I'm really hoping that people will, once they see the movie, they'll understand what they've been exposed to and at least be able to know, how can I avoid this?
It's an important story brought to the screen by director Todd Haynes. He made his mark at Sundance nearly 30 years ago with a film called Poison.
There's not a slam dunk victory dance at the end of this movie. You see that corporate power is going to continue to push back.
Dark Waters and Knives Out, 2 great reasons to head to the movies. Steve Oldfield, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Still ahead, what are some of the best cars that are hitting the dealership soon? Fox 13's car critic takes us to the best of the LA Auto Show.
Time for this week's Car Critic. How would you like a car that lowers itself to pick you up, or a ride so exclusive you've probably never seen another one like yours?
Well, you should enjoy the previews Fox 13's Brian Champagne is about to show us. That is, if you don't worry about the prices.
We'll start with Maserati. The Gran Turismo celebrates the end of its production run with the Zeta. The new Gran Turismo is undergoing testing with camouflage and could be electric. The end of the Jaguar XJ is getting some posing help from actress Alexandra Daddario. Listed for $85,000, there are only 300 of the special fashion models on sale in the U.S. now. And there are only 300 hand-assembled Acura MDX PMC editions going on sale in January. It combines the luxury and sport features. Only comes in one color, their most vibrant. The Lexus LC500 keeps its top soft and its actors cheesy. They say you can drop the top at up to 30 miles per hour year-round since it has neck heaters. The 2020 Genesis G90 comes out in December. They say they'll announce the price when it gets closer to the sale date. The 2020 Alfa Romeo Stelvio gets a little freshening up inside and out for next year. The 2021 Mercedes GLS AMG with a twin-turbo V8 is about as fast and as sporty as you can make a 2.5-ton SUV, but it limits you to 174 miles an hour. Same vehicle, maximum luxury, the Maybach version. It lowers itself for you when you open a door. If it senses fumes or the nav system detects a tunnel ahead, it'll recirculate the air and close the windows and sunroof. It automatically sprays fragrance in the cabin. Sniff for it after June. Brian Champagne, Fox 13's Car Critic.